Yo, GM fam. Hope you're doing all right. Happy Thursday. Some of y'all celebrating Thursdays, ladies going out on Thursdays, whatever you got going on. I hope that you're having a great day so far. I know it's early in some parts of the world, in some parts of the U.S. here, but definitely appreciate you being here for some Web3 Breakfast. Thank you for joining us every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. I was just looking, man. I got to change that video too. At the end of it, it's got the little card there that says the show's at 10 a.m. Man, a lot of things to fix that we got to fix. We'll get there. New setup next week too.
It's just the season. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we're growing. The only way you can literally grow is to change.
That's it.
Like that. Like there's no way you can grow without changing. And so, man, I was just thinking about that this morning, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We'll do the banter thing.
That's a great example, man. It's like a tree, right? For a tree to grow, it's got to go through some changing life cycles. For same thing for people. I don't know. I was trying to find another example there, but I'm gonna let you go with it. That's your thing. I'm gonna let you run with it.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. Like, we all got our thing, but the whole tree analogy, right? Like, the whole thing is, right? And like, when there's bad branches, when there's branches that don't bear fruit, right? The tree will lose those branches, right? Those are the people that kind of come into our lives, right? That we think might be giving us support and helping us, but they're not, right? And we have to let them go so that we can continue to grow, right? And so our other branches can grow good fruit. And so I just think all of these analogies are great. I've been seeing a lot of stuff, man, on Twitter, mental health. We talked about it yesterday, which was a pretty big thing. And, I think that just really taking some time to acknowledge, that we're all people, right? Like, we're coming into the holiday season, which can be very hard for people. We have a lot of excitement for this possible bull, which could essentially be a bull trap, right? And so it's just, there's a lot of things going on right now. And I just hope that everybody, takes a little bit of time. We kind of bring it up. Love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get good sleep. Be mindful. If you need help, reach out for it.
Love that. Make sure that we reiterate that every single day is, this is a place we got a room filled with a lot of people that are here to lend support to each other. So appreciate y'all. All right. We got a hand here. We got a hand here.
Who is that? Whose hand is that? Is that a kid called Love?
Let's go to issues.
You're the co-host, you turkey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Issues has his hand
you know
down.
what? Yeah, being a righteous co-host, let me inherently take on my co-host duties by telling and informing the room, everybody, if you hadn't yet already, make sure you go down to the lower right-hand corner, hit that retweet as the room warms up. We do have the infamous Issues on stage, so I want to say GM and great day to everybody. Issues, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling fucking bullish on NFTs. Did you see muted apes, bro, are up from under 4 to over almost a 5.25 right now.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Yeah, they're pumping hard, bro. Their sales are insane on the Bored Apes, on the muted apes, the D gods, like your top blue chips in the NFT space. And I'm more of the Web3 side, like an NFT guy. I like NFTs. I don't know why. It just resonates. I collect coins. I collect shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the muted apes is definitely looking juicy right now.
Oh, I love to see that. I mean, knowing I unfortunately got in at 14.9 Ethereum when Ethereum was worth a little bit more. And so I'm excited at some point to see those things go way back up for sure. But it doesn't matter. I'm in the club. I'm not going to Ape Fest in a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to swing the trip out to Hong Kong. That was very advantageous, several weeks ago, thinking that was going to be a thing.
Bear market blues, bro. Next year.
Hey, there's still time. There's still time.
Well, I do have a passport, so it got if the stars align and something happens, and all of a sudden I get a windfall, and I can
put in that 20K long, right, at 20x leverage, right? And then,
here's the deal. We are going to get into this, and I'm really excited about getting into some more trading and stuff, and we're going to do it responsibly. So there's a new indicator that's going to be coming out that's actually really good for beginners. It's basically going to kind of walk you through this stuff, and so I think the whole point is, and I've been talking to an exchange in the background, so hopefully we'll get a little something going with an exchange. We'll add the indicator into there. Like we've been talking about, I wanted to add in like the 8:00 a.m. news and numbers show, right? And that just was like, that's a no-go because then I'll literally never see my family. And so I think what we do is we add this into the afternoon. We get this thing going with, with an exchange. So we've got some support. And then, we can start doing all sorts of smart content, how to wisely use leverage.
Yes. Look at Matthew down there just lighting the board up.
I thought I was going to get a thumbs down, to be perfectly honest with you. Like full transparency, Matthew. I thought I was actually looking at your PFP like, when's the thumb down coming here? But all right, we got the hundy. I appreciate you, dog.
Dude, if I was Matthew and Jay, close your ears for 2 seconds. Matthew, I got this idea, right? Next time Jay goes on the Mario show, we all just go in and just like thumbs down him like as he's talking.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry I left.
Yeah. That would be just man. How crazy would that be though, Jay? If you were like talking and the whole community just showed up.
Those are my people.
You're like
GM fam. There's nothing wrong with taking leverage as long as we do it right. I don't have a problem with it. I just want to make sure people aren't getting wrecked.
Yes, and that's the whole thing. Because I mean, you guys know I got like pentarect, right? A five is a penta, so pentarect. So
Bro, I suck at leverage trading, right? So I'm terrible. I don't even do
so
it.
We'll learn together. I have PTSD from it, to be honest with you. I think a couple of weeks ago I threw in a little bit of schmutz on I think like an XRP short, and I got a little bit, took the training wheels off again. But no, we'll all learn how to do this together. Smart. We work smart together. We go slow. We can do small amounts. There's no reason to go for big amounts. We're not trying to hit home runs. What we're trying to do is stack up percentage gains, right? And as we learn, and once we get better, then we can start to add more in. I think that's probably the goal, right, Matthews?
I always go for the home run.
Bro.
I always go for the home run. It's like, fuck it, it's at 10%. I'm like, it's going to go to 30. Mm-hmm. It's going to go to 30%,
I'm a cowboy, man. I'm with you. I like to dial it up to 100x. I have no problems throwing 100x in either a long or a short, depending on usually how I feel the market's going to go. And that's why I'm not good. And that's why we got to take a step back, is because, I just sometimes think like, all right, we're going to reverse, and it just keeps going up or whatever.
Well, oddly enough, well, actually, let's go to Matthew first. Matthew.
Yo,
derail the show. Go ahead, Matthew.
No, I think we need a new business. We need a new business. We need to start making derivatives on like Vegas games, because can you imagine taking like leverage on people playing craps or roulette? Like you could bet against them, go short. Like, oh, this person's throwing real cold. You can kind of do that in craps, but maybe we need to think it up in a little bit different way.
So here's what we do is we start an online Web3 casino, right? So you go in there and, you log in with your MetaMask and all that stuff, and you sit down at the blackjack table, and now boop, 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 everybody gets a notification. Hey, J-Chain's just sat at the blackjack table. Let's bet on his play.
So let's say hypothetically, like I already have a casino bill, like an NFT casino. Let's just say hypothetically.
Yeah. Air quotes, hypothetically, or like real quotes?
I mean, I'm not going to say on a recorded space, but I'm just saying hypothetically, with the horses and everything, you know what I mean? Like, we already got that. So, like, we want to do this for real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So maybe we could back channel that. Hit us up in the DMs, back channel it.
Dude, it just boggles my mind. If you have people on Friend Tech who are securitizing themselves and making derivatives out of this, there's no way that you can't do this in like other ecosystems too. We have the power. We have the power, folks.
We do.
Well, yeah.
Dude.
We're just going to go to jail. Like that's it.
He said Friend Tech really quick. He said Friend Tech, and it reminded like this is something crazy to me. He said Friend Tech this morning when I checked my Stars Arena account. Apparently, I was trending on Stars Arena last night. My ticket price like shot up, like 2 something. It was crazy.
What the?
I
Yo,
have no
can
idea
you
what
send me a couple of tickets? I'm not buying one. Like, motherfucker, you better figure out how to send me a ticket. Like, if I don't have a J Chain ticket in my Star, because like I was the whole like this. You wouldn't even been in. I literally had to go and drag you in. I'm like, yo, call Dougie, tell him to fucking send the link so we can get on this thing. You know what I mean? And dude, you just old Turbo over here. They're like, dude, I have more sells than buys. And I'm like, how's that even possible? Like, people are just like, you getting bootleg Turbo made it stars arena
shorting. Yeah, speaking of leverage and derivatives, they're shorting Turbo.
I feel like GameStop over here. Yeah, you know what? Look, keep shorting Turbo made it. You know what I'm saying? Keep shorting Turbo made it.
Hey, maybe you know what? Maybe it's me, so that I can just whale scoop at the bottom and just shoot you just right up, just a God candle straight up.
That's what I'm trying to tell them. They don't understand, bro. See, this is the thing, right? Like, like it's all about relationships, man. You know what I'm saying? The hard work that you put in. Everybody wants money up front for shit. They'll be like, oh, I want money. Like, I'm gonna give my time. I want money. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm gonna work so doggone hard. You know what I'm saying? That like we can do nothing but build up. You know, like keep short and Turbo made it. But Jay, I did want to ask you about. Oh, my other new thing is don't listen to me. I only have 5,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to me.
That's not. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't listen to me. But Jay, night show, crypto classifieds in the evenings. What do you think about something like that? Come in, it's like crypto stories and classifieds.
So I think what's going to happen is with Crypto Crossfire ending around like 4:45, like that probably is going to be like, I don't want to stick around here too long every day, because then my goal is to get here early in the morning. Like, I got to start going to the gym early, right? So like I'll probably leave the house at like 6:30. It's like I don't want to just completely miss my family every single day. So we'll have to figure out the timing of it, but I love crypto classifieds.
Are you fighting? Are you fighting or no?
The boxing match?
In that boxing? Yeah.
No, dude. I don't need to call him out, but
So then I'd say probably, bro, like if we do like 3 days a week, right? Hit the gym early. That way, that gives you 2 days to have breakfasts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's a big part of it. We can hit the gym and we can kind of work the shows in there as well. Dude, you gotta have balance in this thing, man.
Yep.
And that's for everybody, man. In this thing, we gotta have balance.
I think you know what would be great. We'll put together like a survey, and I would like to survey the Web3 Breakfast community, because y'all are the heroes here. Like what like time works for everybody. Like, and we'll get a job. Obviously, like, you know, some things aren't going to work for everybody, but just general idea. If like everybody happens to be like, you know, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon seems like a really good time for this. Like, you know, maybe we'll do that.
And I mean, even if we could just put up like if we just had on YouTube, or like, you know, we were in this thing, we were just talking the news, like how we have our talk, and it's not so like formal, because like having that news in the morning, man, does make like a big difference. You know, like just hearing kind of what's going on, it keeps it, you know, gets you kind of like thinking. Because bro, a lot of times when I hear these news stories, kind of like what we're talking about today, like with MoonPay, Mastercard, right? When I hear these things, that's what really gets me thinking and searching other, you know, the secondary things, like, you know, what else is out there, right? Is there going to be tokens involved? Is there, you know, who are the other players? Who benefits from this? Where can I find it? So, you know, just hearing those things early, I think kind of gets the juices flowing. You know, maybe if we had something like that that we could put together. But yeah, man, shouts out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That is the Chop Shop.
Chop Shop
15.
So really quick about that. That's you bring up a good point. And really, my phone's doing this stupid thing where I'm like stuck into a draft tweet somehow. So I'm gonna have to X out of X, and if I lose y'all, we'll spin a new one back up. But rethinking about all this stuff in the news, I mean, the whole idea of doing something in the morning is great, but starting next week, I believe, for Ben's morning live stream, it's going to be kind of going back to the old format where he'll be at the stand-up desk, and then I'll be running the board for that. And so, guys, we're going to have to like get on top of the news. Like, it's going to be great, right? I mean, because we're going to be baptism by fire right back in there. Got to know every story of what's going on. So, I mean, there is going to be some way that, you know, maybe we chit chat after this show, you know, we move it on to our Telegram. We talk about I don't know. We'll figure it out, but definitely got to get the news in the morning.
For sure. Hey, you know what, Jay, do you remember New York? NFT NYC 2 years ago, if I do remember correctly. And two, like a lot of people are, you
Did
know,
I make
like
it back?
Yeah, you're in. You're all the way.
Okay.
You're good. Can you hear us?
I'm back.
I was saying while you were in that little bloop, I was saying that I believe that MoonPay was who sponsored the NFT NYC a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They did a really big sponsorship there. And, you know, a lot of people, man, in the space talk about MoonPay as being a trusted entity, as someone that they trust.
I've never used the service. I don't believe, unless it's, you know, there's been times where, you know, maybe you swap and Changelly and, you know, MoonPay. These are some of the, I think, the earlier platforms that were doing this stuff. But their like first integration with Mastercard happened in 2022, I think, last year, if I'm not mistaken. They were doing something with some kind of NFT. But this to me, like, let me bring up let me share my screen here. Like, because this one to me seems like it could be more of a bigger deal. Well, you guys got me looking at Mutant Apes a second ago. I want like 5. I want like 5 more of those things. What do you guys think?
I want to get.
Would you rather have a Bored Ape or 5 mutants?
5.
So,
I don't.
hang on.
Whoa, Bored Ape all day. Bored Ape all day, because you get
Hang on. I have to say this because as an owner of 5 apes and not a Bored Ape, I chose not a Bored Ape because 2 reasons. One, they're less liquid, vastly less liquid. So if you're trying to sell that thing, it's going to be really tough. 50, 60, 100K, that's tough. It's like selling a boat. The other thing is, if you take that 5-to-1 ratio, you still are benefiting from milking the cow, right? Like you're going to get the same amount of access. But then I got other tokens, or I get other tickets, things like that for these other games, and you can leverage those into other things. Like I got 5 vessels instead of 1 vessel. So I don't see any real reason to be in a Bored Ape, other than if I had an extra 50, 60K, like, okay, fine. But if I had to choose between one or the other, I've already made that choice, and I'm in that camp of having 5 instead of 1.
All right, let's just see what the conversion is here.
Dang, man. Matthew, I want to know what it's like to go out to eat with you when you have to make tough decisions between like different things. Because I'm like,
I also heard a lot of mutants. I've also heard a lot of mutants complaining about, you know, them not getting as much as like the ape holders. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
In my opinion, I just don't understand why the mutant floor is not just directly half of the ape floor. Like that doesn't make sense. You know, with, you know, double the supply, you would think half the floor would be more appropriate.
Back when they did the other side launch, the reason that they came to that 5-to-1 was a result of the rewards you were going to get for the token drop. So I think apes got like 10,000 ape coin and mutants got like 2,000. So they drew a line in the sand and they said there's a 1-to-5 ratio between the two. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of the purpose of me saying like, okay, if I have 2, I need to go get 3 more because I want to be equivalent, quote unquote, equivalent to an ape. They keep them in the same sort of token gate system. So you're not really not part of the community, but that was my thinking anyways. And Turbo, if we're going to dinner, it's going to be Red Lobster because I'm broke from buying all these damn JPEGs.
Yo, okay, hold up. Matthew, you think Red Lobster's cheap? Bro.
No, we're going
Red Lobster's
big deal, dog. Like,
let me tell you. Okay. The biggest, nicest red lobster cheap. That's you know, that's home wife's house golf minivan cooking, okay? That ain't no expensive cooking.
I'm not getting the lobster though. I'm just getting the bread and like the breadsticks and stuff, like in Olive Garden.
Shout out to all my Red Lobster biscuit babies out there. You know we love those biscuits.
Yeah.
Those cheddar biscuits are everything.
I want to try a cheddar biscuit.
They love.
You've never had one?
No, I don't think so. I don't even know if I've ever been to a Red Lobster, to be honest with you.
You haven't lived until you had a cheddar biscuit.
All right, we are poor. All right.
No, I just don't, you know, so here's the thing. Like, I don't enjoy seafood enough to ever want to go to like somewhere where it's like a fast option. To me, that just sounds like a stomach ache waiting to happen, right? That's just my thing.
No, that's the irony. You enjoy it so much that you should go get good food. If you didn't enjoy it, you'd go get the traditional Taco Bell Red Lobster situation.
So
they don't even have a Red Lobster in my town.
It's like the Olive Garden of Italian, right? or seafood?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's no Red Lobster in Naples, right? So they don't have like a lot of them shitty ass places around here. You know what I'm saying? So
what's that one that's over by the Blue Martinis, like Catch 30 something or whatever it is?
Oh yeah, Catch 30, it's Catch 41.
Oh,
yeah.
That fish house is so good. Like, see, you go to a fish house, you don't go to freaking Red Lobster. My God. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Well,
James,
okay.
I just want to say,
Good.
There was a few restaurants coming up, like in the urban areas. We'll call them the hood for right now. So coming up in the hood, right? I used to have friends, and man, if you take them to some place like J. Alexander's, Red Lobsters, man, they think they live in big time. I'm like, man, this is what I talk about levels of exposure. You know, you only know what you know until you know it. Remember that.
Yeah, man. And I'm gonna tell you, Jay, this this conversation.
Can you only know what you know till you know it? That is the quote. That's the quote of the day, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna get that typed up real quick while you guys keep that.
Well, I was just gonna.
I was gonna
say, this conversation is just completely off the freaking rails. You know what I'm saying? Cheddar biscuits got everybody fired up. I don't know if y'all haven't had a chance to swing by the buffet table. You know what I'm saying? Pick up some eggs, grab a waffle. You know what I'm saying? The juice is limited, 1 cup, please. But there are bottles of water over there. So help yourself to that. And, we're going to be doing a lot of really exciting things. And Jay, with this whole MoonPay MasterCard situation, I think there's really 4 elements in all of this, right? That's important to our space, right? I think it's Web3 exploration, right, from MasterCard. What does that mean for the space? MasterCard's in here. They're checking out MoonPay. If they're being involved, they are deep in the moment their logo went up on MoonPay's thing, they know a lot. So we need to talk about, what that exploration looks like and what they're seeing. The consumer loyalty and engagement, which is what we're missing, right? That's what we talk about in these inside of these communities where we're like, you get the parties, you get to go to these things. MasterCard and these things, they wrote the book on that, right? Like on giving out reward points and things like that. Payment innovation and evolving financial landscape. I think those are the 4 places, man, that really is important about this topic for our show.
I love that. But so all the important stuff aside, play the antagonist here. Does this even mean shit? Does this mean anything? I know that it's more exposure, but does this go against the ethos of what decentralization is? Like, all right, it was the same kind of thing of, we need institutional investors. Like, no, you don't. You don't want that because that's not what you want. And now, help my bags. Like, let's bring MasterCard in here. Why? That's just more centralized companies. So like, I love that there is integrations. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just, playing the role of devil's advocate here. Does this strike against the ethos of what decentralization actually is by allowing, a company like MasterCard, to come in here and, save the day with our news, please, with MoonPay. What do you guys think?
Well, how many users does MasterCard have? I don't know what that number is.
A lot.
But it's going to be a lot, right? And 2, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole group of users that's coming into the Web3 space. We'll call it blockchain cryptocurrency, depending on how this next play by MasterCard is, right? Which in reality, they're probably not going to say anything, right? It'll probably just be a thing that's happening where when you look at your statements, it'll probably be some kind of like USDC or something like that, because MasterCard has a huge benefit in doing this because of how fast and how easy the transactions happen, right? The traditional banking market, right, or the traditional banking is so messed up and it takes so much time and there's all these things that's going on. They take on a lot of risk. Not only does it help them, but it also helps the consumers. So yeah, like, them coming in and trying to save the thing, I think it's, for adoption, right? Like we talk about this adoption thing. This becomes a way for people to start adopting the technology without knowing they use it. And if they look into what it's actually doing, it's easy to point why it's important.
Yeah. I mean, I trust me, I get it. I'm excited for it too, but like literally, it goes, we talked about this several weeks ago or just a couple weeks ago on the show too. Like, at some point we got to start bending at the knee or whatever the expression is and say like, all right, we have to accept that there are going to be things that, in order to bring more people into our ecosystem, we've got to make it easier. And by doing that, we go against what we even stand for. It's like I use this example all the time. You trade your privacy for convenience, right? Like I fly clear because it makes it so easy to get through the airport that I would rather give them my eyeballs and whatever, so that I could just go through without having to take my shoes off, without having to take my computer out, without all the bullshit, right? Like, so we trade these, privacies for convenience. We start to trade, decentralization for mass adoption, just so that we could pump our bags. Like, I get both sides of the equation. Like, unfortunately, like, that's where we are. And like, we can say, like, can't we find someone who, again, it's why it's so challenging is because the cards are stacked against you. And why it can't be someone else other than Mastercard is because how do you get to every retailer and say, hey, now accept this form of payment? I don't know how you do it, but you got to accept this now. So like, we want to make change. We want to see change, but how do you make change when the cards are literally stacked against you? That you have no way to actually accept that unless you integrate with Mastercard by then allowing centralization to control the narrative. Again, Matthew.
It is. Oh
no, you go ahead, Ella, or whoever wants to go.
no, I was just gonna say real quick, and I'll make it fast. It's just a trust factor, right? Like, trust is the key to capturing all sales. I tell people this. If you want to sell something, you got to earn a level of trust, whether it's trust that the product, good, or service is going to work the way it is, or trusting the person that's advertising that product, said product, good, or services, right? So when you see the name Mastercard attached to it, now it brings a layer of trust. The control, I keep telling you, they're never going to relinquish control to that degree. So now that they understand how the technology is actually utilized and implemented, how they're going to actually gain and monetize their taxation from the use case of this new emerging technology, so that they don't lose their positions of control. So that's all we're seeing now is the emergence of this. Shout out to Matthew. Go ahead, take it away.
All good. I was just reading this morning that there's a bill out in Congress right now that's supposed to sort of shake up the duopoly between Visa and MasterCard, because they control 80% of all portals or transaction terminals, basically. And so the congressional bill is saying that organizations must be able to offer another option, at least one other option instead of Visa and MasterCard. And it's really interesting to see them on the MoonPay side, because what we get to is like, okay, pretend that this is just, as we should, a normal Web2 company, legacy company looking to continue establishing itself and continue to find gains, right? 3% is the average fee that merchants are paying to use the credit cards, which is pretty ridiculous considering, I can send you money to and from on Polygon for fractions of a cent. So they see this giant train coming, and they're trying to figure out ways to engage with a Web3 community or a decentralized community to facilitate transactions, and MoonPay seems to be a critical partner there. So I just think it's like, it makes total sense for them to try to go do this. And I understand that there's some pushback about the decentralization piece. We want to kind of keep that privacy and things like that. But I don't think this is always going to be like a black and white thing where we have to be totally one way or totally another. So I just look at it as a positive thing from an adoption perspective, that more and more companies are looking for ways to sort of blend the two Web3 pieces together.
And I would say that Coach Corey has not come up yet, because we're right on the dot here. I do see a hand, which Modern, if you don't mind to wait till after the workout here, so we stay right on schedule here. We'll come right back to that conversation. Talking about trust, Mastercard inside, teaming up with MoonPay. What does that mean for cryptocurrency? Jay seems to think that it's bad and no one should care, but I think that this could be a great thing. And so we definitely want to get your opinions on the workout. This is your opportunity to get up. Healthy minds, healthy bodies, and healthy portfolios. Jay, what you going to do today? What's on you going to do some sit-ups?
No, never.
Come on.
I'll never do sit-ups.
Yes, we're going to. Come on, we got to get you ready for the Basel.
I don't have someone to hold my feet. I don't have someone to hold my feet like Turbo does.
Turbo. That's right.
Okay, well today we'll do no feet.
No, I'm gonna do push-ups. I'm doing push-ups.
Okay. All right.
Okay, time to get up out your seat. Let's go.
Yeah, got that track ready. Yo, let's go. Get up. This is your opportunity right here. Let's get to it.
I got eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. change. Turbo made it co-host, and yeah, they do their thing. If you savvy Web3 GM, grab a plate and a seat. Let's begin. If you got something to say, come and grab a mic. We got one rule, no douchebag, alright? Retweet the room, bring some friends. If you start to talk, you gon' stay to the end. Retweet the room, bring some friends. If you start to talk, you gon' stay to the end. Monday through Friday, we got the Sorrow. 10 a.m. Eastern Spaces with the purpose. All about the community focus, they deserve it. Come and speak your mind with no regrets, but you serve us. Pizza on Friday, work it off midway. Get the blood pumping, Web3 music is thumping.
I got eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Web3 Breakfast, Jay James is the host with the most.
Retweet the room, bring some friends. If you start to talk, you gon' stay to the end. Retweet the room, bring some friends. If you start to talk, you gon' stay to the end. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thank you guys for joining us for some Web3 Breakfast. We do come to you every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Appreciate you being here. Guys, if you want to come up on stage, all you got to do is request a mic. We only got the one rule, as you heard in that song. Don't be a douchebag, some racist, sexist, homophobes. Other than that, y'all are more than welcome to come on up here. So, Modern Canadian. Hey, thank you for being patient.
Morning, guys. How are you?
GM.
So I may have a contrarian view here, but I don't believe we're going to live in a fully decentralized world. I think some things are just better to be centralized. As we know, the blockchain is not super fast. Some things just need to be fast. I think it's good to have an option, like to be able to be decentralized that we didn't have before. But I just still think we're going to have a good mix of centralized and non-centralized things.
I like that perspective, to be perfectly honest with you. It's like, even to the point of what we talk about, with people's journey through this ecosystem, right? Like, say you just want to invest and you don't want to deal with all the bullshit. You're okay with someone handling your coins. So you put it on Coinbase and you just let it sit there, and that's okay for you. And then when you get a little bit more of the curious bug, you decide, you know what? I want to learn more. I want to learn how to control my keys, not my coins. So then you learn more and you become a decentralization maxi. You become a degen, as we like to call it, right? From the decentralized generation, not degenerates, decentralized generation, degen.
I think the part of being truly free is being truly free to make your own mistakes, and either you learn from them or you don't.
Love that.
Nope. I got to disagree. All the way there. You cannot have both. You can't be decentralized and centralized. You can't.
Yes, you can.
How? If there's rules, there's rules.
No,
you're not decentralized.
No. That's not true, Turbo made it. So look, at the end of the day, you can be decentralized and still work centralized, right? Like we each have our own. I'll put it to you like this. Let's look at the human, okay? We each have our own individual minds and capabilities, right? But here we are together collectively in a centralized manner in Web3 Breakfast. So what does that show you? That shows you that you can be decentralized, but choose to move in a centralized manner. So when you talk decentralization, we're talking sovereignty, right? We're talking ownership. We're not talking to the sense of everything is independently owned. No, we are independent creatures of our own creation, but we work in collective groups to build things out. So you can most definitely do it, Turbo.
Nope.
Nope. Man, of course.
What up, Marauder? Marauder coming up here. Look, Marauder coming up here to save me right now. I know he got my back. Marauder, what's up, fam?
But it doesn't have to be the rule, right? Like, you say like, if it's the rule, but like you can choose to spend your financial life, right, in the decentralized world, but you can also have your in real life where, say, your wife and daughter have no desire to be involved in blockchain and Web3, right? So you have to learn it's a balance, right? So you live financially in a decentralized world. You probably hang out in a decentralized ecosystem, but at the end of the day, you go home to a centralized world.
Right. And everything that you do in that decentralized world, the moment that you bring it back to your centralized world, it now has all of the same rules as your centralized world. you're only playing pretend in this world of decentralization, because the moment you come back to the real world, you have to follow the rules.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying? And it's the same.
It's a pretend world.
1 mile per hour.
It's
that's because we have to completely transition. Once everything lives on the blockchain, then it will be a decentralized world. Once our internet is decentralized, then we're living in a decentralized world. Until then, we're bridging, but we're talking about the technology and where it lies and what it's capable of. Almost definitely, we can be decentralized and move within centralized entities. That's the whole point of what it is that we're doing. We want to be on an individual aspect and work on a collective scale, right? To increase our purchasing power so that we can move at the same rate of speed as these megalithic entities like the Walmarts, the Waltons, all these. Mastercard, exactly.
Okay, so I mean, one of the things that we talked about in that whole Mastercard MoonPay situation, right? Consumer loyalty and consumer engagement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mastercard is going to bring a whole new level of engagement to a whole new audience, right? And I think that's where Mastercard needs us, and we need to be more proactive instead of putting our hands up, being like, "No, forget Mastercard." We need to be reaching out and getting in their space and saying, "Hey, how are you communicating? How are you educating?" We need to be on the telephone, like, "Hey, who do I need to talk to in your crypto department? I just want to check on, how you plan on educating the masses." Because as someone who is a pioneer in this or whatever you use there next, right? This is important, right? Because that's the next piece, right? How are you engaging with them? Because then here's the other piece too. Mastercard has is centralized, right? There's going to be things, and Matthew, you may be able to kind of chime in on this. Like, I could be wrong, right? But with Mastercard already having certain securities and things that steps they've already accomplished, they're going to be able to do things that other projects are not going to be able to, just because of the regulatory actions that they've already taken. Well, and then people are going to see that and think that they can too.
Okay, so take Starbucks, for example, right? Like, they came out with their new loyalty and rewards program. Did it put Web3 on the map because of Starbucks? No. Now, is there the same amount of users?
Nobody could get in. You couldn't get in. You couldn't get. Dude, I tried to get one of their NFTs. That shit was all gated to the fucking powers that have bees. You know what I'm saying? That's why it didn't take no traction. Bro, like, if the normal person, like, if every person in here saw Starbucks, if you are an NFT collector, you know what I'm saying, you probably went to that link and tried to get you a Starbucks NFT. I mean, if you're a real collector and you're about that, right? Just because
their coffee tastes burnt to me, so I didn't want to get it. They got burnt coffee. I'm a If Dunkin' Donuts does an NFT, I might give that one a try.
Right, and then you show up and you can't buy it because you're not on the list.
I'd probably be mad.
Again, the consumer loyalty and engagement. That's what I'm talking about, Mastercard. But
I would just take my Stars Arena account and reach out, and say, "Hey,
Yo, I might let y'all in on a little bit of AVAX if you want to holler at my boy. Look, you can talk to me cheap as hell. You know what I'm saying? Get the tickets now. Cheap, Short, and Turbo made it. Island Marauder.
Yo, guys. No GM. I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a great convo so far.
Thank you,
to your point about thank you. To your point about centralization and decentralization, this is an interesting point that I've kind of discovered with these companies all adopting like blockchain tech, and that is that they're all going to have their own private blockchains, like they're very centralized private blockchains, but they're going to, in order to like interoperate with each other, they're going to have to be compatible with something. And so like you're going to have like Bank of America have their own blockchain. You're going to have like Wells Fargo have their own blockchain. Starbucks is probably going to have their own blockchain, but they're all going to be like ETH or SOL compatible to a point. So like you can like transfer data when you need to through those bridges. But yeah, like what Turbo's kind of saying is like, I think what he's saying is that like none of these companies are going to give up control. Like they're all going to, build their central intermediaries and like kind of force us to go through their central loopholes. And like we already kind of are now, like we're kind of forced to use Visa and MasterCard. Like there's like these choices aren't really, there's not really choices out there in terms of like all these different credit cards to use, except for the, obviously the like different types of credit cards. But you know what I'm saying, like Visa, MasterCard, and such.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And
I can't wait for my Bank of America bucks, my BOABs. We talked about that a few weeks ago. I think when you
were this conversation, they're all going to have their own stables.
Yeah. I'll take my BOABs.
For sure.
Well, the one thing too is that the banks already live in their own ecosystems. You know what I'm saying? Like they already have their whole entire ecosystem. The problem is that they pay so much money when they have to interact with the other ecosystems of the other banks, right? And the blockchain is clearly gives them, right, the streamline, it cuts down their costs and all of these things. And also too, when we look at the the Starbucks bucks and the Bank of America bucks and these things, you had to have outside entities that controlled this, right? And these bucks were going to be linked to some kind of monetary value, and there was all these outside entities and different softwares and stuff that calculate all that out for them, right? Well, now all of this is able to be easily controlled and pegged and leveraged against, because it's all on the blockchain, clear as day. It's going to happen. But Modern, you had your hand up, so.
There was a joke in there, but I chose not to go with it.
Thank you, bro.
I was gonna say, like, even for at least for the things built on Ethereum, like, even Ethereum is becoming more centralized. Most of the validator nodes are running on AWS.
Yes.
Sorry.
Modern, that is 100%. So, some jokes just can't go out there. But if you do purchase J Chains and Star Arenas tickets, you can see the jokes that we make in the back channel. That's why they're valuable.
You get green room access. How about that? You get we'll give green room access to
Turbo's the sleeper coin. It's going to be the true star value. Right?
I'm telling you, dude, I'm shorting that thing down almost to nothing just so I could just like a whale just come in there with my mouth wide open and just buy them all. And then I control the supply.
Damn, bro, you're gonna be like a stars. You're gonna be like a stars.
I'll be nothing of.
You will be the star.
You want to talk to somebody on stars? You better go through J Chains. He got all the tickets.
No, not even close. Not even close. But I love it.
I was just thinking that, like, you remember the Donald Trump mint, right? And we're talking about the MoonPay. There was no MoonPay. You just minted with your credit card, no matter what it was. Gave you a link to a Coinbase to start a Coinbase wallet and drop it in your wallet. Like that was the simplest way for a regular person to actually ever buy an NFT. Like, you try to explain that to your grandma or something, like how we buy them with a MetaMask and blah, blah, blah. Go on Blur, do this and do that, put in a bid, switch it to wrapped Ethereum. Like, they're looking at you like sideways. But get a website with a link, click, buy, done.
Yep.
They didn't even write
and your wallet screen.
Well, that's the one thing. I like the convenience. Remember? And so that's a great function. And I think, I've worked with some collections that implemented that, and that's fantastic. And what you have to do when you're handling the mint process and when you're handling your marketing, you say, here's the deal. If you're going to pay with a credit card, this is what happens. Your wallet opens, yada, yada, yada. We establish that for you. Now it's on you to go start another wallet and send this thing to the wallet that you start by yourself. Like, I wouldn't trust anything on a wallet that's started by somebody else. There are some exceptions to that, like some cold storage. Like, I do like the Ballet wallet. I know that there are concerns that they come loaded with in a different warehouse in a different part of the world as the private keys. That's not where I would keep my most important stuff, but I think it's a pretty good option, right? Like, so that anyway, that's the move. Let's get to more of these hands. AI love.
Oh, so it's an event. Y'all ain't tell me it was an event? Turbo, I'm disappointed right now, okay? Jeez Louise, I'm sitting up here reading the article. I'm like, hold on, this is a whole 2020 money event. No one told me about this.
Yeah. So this was an announcement that was made in Las Vegas this week at the Money 2020 event. Should have been there. Had a media pass. I ended up giving it to a friend. But this is big. I mean, the big news coming out of, crypto.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you got to have your opinion on the whole, is this actually good for decentralization, or is this just good for mass adoption? That's the question.
Shoot, based off of what I'm reading here, I'm super bullish, bro. This is much more than just MoonPay. If you see, they have a subsidiary that is really pushing the creative agency for Web3. Mm-hmm. So this is a tool of empowerment for creators such as ourselves. So yeah, I'm tapping in right now.
So you're talking about other life.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, because that's like right on, like as we talk about pay innovation, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the one thing Mastercard's saying. They're doing the Mastercard Send send and click to pay showcase. Like that's what that's their whole thing. Like exactly what Issues is talking about, where MasterCard wants to be able to go. It's a click and pay and go. You know, is that good for the space? Because man, that screams scams to me. You know what I mean? Like people getting comfortable and you know, oh well, this link looks good, bro. I was doggone super close the other day. You remember about a month ago to hitting on a scam link that I thought was, I think things like this, yes, we need them because like that gets us using it without knowing that we're using it, but it also fosters something that we already have an issue with clicking on links and stuff. But Marauder, you have your hand up. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say that, it's just natural that the space will become more centralized because centralization equals convenience for a lot of people. Because centralization brings convenience, and convenience usually wins the day against freedom. Because freedom is very inconvenient, like having to do things for yourself, like having to learn all this stuff, having to be responsible for your stuff. It's very inconvenient to a lot of people. So they're willing to give up a degree of freedom and control for convenience. And that's just a normal thing. That just, as you can see, it's happening today. So I think it's a natural thing that we'll have a lot more centralized applications and like avenues into blockchain because it's just more convenient. Like that's the only reason I can really think of.
Yeah, I mean, it's just literally what we've all been saying for years, right? Once we will see a true mass adoption, because there's no magic number that you need to hit to achieve mass adoption, right? Like I think the metric is when we're just using the tech, and it's not like it's like the internet, like, and it's all the same examples we all use all the time. It's like no one cares how the internet works, as long as it works, that's all we care about. And it's going to be the same thing. No one's going to give a shit about blockchain, but as long as my credit card works, when I swipe it, I don't give a shit if it's through the central banks or if it's through the latest and greatest blockchain. As long as it works, that's all that matters. So that's where we need to get to.
So is Mastercard, right? Because that's what we talked about control. Hang on, we talked about the control, right? And we talked about that, right? But does blockchain force them to evolve? Does it force them to do that? Because now everything's in the open, everything's clear, right? Like, are they going to make them evolve? That's kind of that's
that's the thing. If I can retort on that, I mean, like they're going to have their private blockchain, so they don't have to show you anything. They're going to have their private transactions still. Like granted, when they make external transactions, it's public. But like they can do whatever they want in their own internal systems. Right. But yeah, I mean, adopting blockchain makes total sense for them though because of the power of instant settlements. Like they want instant settlements. It fixes the system and makes things more efficient in traditional finance. So they want that power. They really do because I mean it just makes everything better. Why wouldn't you? Right. But I think private blockchains are going to be like the future, like where they're going to have like, again, just like their own centralized blockchain that they control that no one else can see, but it's going to be compatible with a public blockchain so they can navigate and exchange data with other blockchains.
I don't disagree with you one bit. And I think, that ultimately, that maybe that was we get blindsided with that is, we give them this technology and now they say, cool, I'm gonna take my ball. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go make my own ball at home while I'm there. And then if you guys want to play, you just play with my ball. It's better.
I'm not going to play with your ball, Jay James.
Thank you.
Dang, Jay.
Damn.
I'm actually going to keep my comment to myself on this one. I'll put it in the green room. Make sure you pick up your Stars Arena stickers. Modern Canadian. What's up, man?
I think if we're truly going for mass adoption, then we need to cater to all types of personalities. All people want certain things. If people want to have convenience, they need to have convenience. If people want to be more risk averse and keep their assets themselves and be more safe, they need to be more safe. Everybody needs to have an option for everything if we're going to have mass adoption. There's all kinds of people, all kinds of personalities.
What did you say at the beginning there? Everybody's got to have something. It just cut out for me, so I just missed it.
Sorry. I was just saying that if we want to have mass adoption, we got to have options for everybody. We got to have, if people want to be secure, they can be secure. If people want to be fast and convenient, they got to have that option too.
Yep, there it is. That's it. It's the different levels, and it goes along the same things. It's like, at what point are you going to make those trade-offs, right? And if you to get in, and that's what like Coinbase, and wasn't that what we were talking about as the example for the convenience of bringing people into our ecosystem was an easy entrance ramp, whatever it may be. And so it's not for everybody. Like I certainly don't use Coinbase, but I know a lot of people still do. But that's the thing, is like you have to have an entry level somewhere, and then once you either get the hang of it or decide that you want to take things to the next level, that's when your education starts to you really build your depth of knowledge about the ecosystem and learn more about blockchain. I'm actually writing a script, getting ready to come out with it's like a beginner video, right? Like we got to start putting some of that stuff on the channel, and I know we got some other guys that are getting ready to add some content in there too. So if you guys really quick, if you want to be a part of like the Web3 Breakfast content team, we are going to open up the YouTube channel to creators to be able to add stuff in there. So hit us up in the DMs, and we'll get something. And then we're going to have a meeting hopefully today about it, or in the next couple days. And so really, it takes the village mentality, right? And so we just have a quick meeting and make sure that everybody's on the right track, and we'll get that thing rolling out. And that's how we got to do it. Collaboration.
What was the first part that you said when you started? What were we talking about in the very beginning when you started?
It's not how my brain works.
Shit. Damn it. All right.
If somebody else knows, you can remind me. But sometimes, when we
In
go,
the very beginning, here Turbo wants to take us down memory lane. Just know this, Uncle Grandpa Turbo. I don't know what's going on with Turbo lately. This geriatric, he's been hanging around my brain too much. I just want to say this, man. Look, get bullish, bro. Like, and if you're not bullish, man, get your saddles, learn how to ride. This is an opportune time for us in Web3, man, to really captivate the audience, direct the narrative, move responsibly. We're the new generation. We're the new era. So use your influence wisely, and wield that power responsibly, man, and make the connections, dude. That's what it's all about. I've been telling y'all for the longest, the bull market is the best time to connect with people, because when that bull comes, and they're getting busy right now, trust me, I have interactions with people. That bull comes, forget about it, bro.
People become unreachable. The network, the ability for you to scale your network changes dramatically. This is the time. And that's like, it goes back to the relationships, right? We talk about, our four currencies and really what kind of makes this whole world goes around. And, obviously it's time, knowledge, and then our third one is relationships. And that's when we say build market, that's what we're all doing right now, is building the relationships. I mean, I've been on, some phone calls, in the last couple of weeks, like late at night with people all over the world with opportunities coming at me that you don't put in the time, you don't learn the knowledge, which then builds the relationships, these opportunities come. And it's all like coming to fruition now. So like, you just got to keep pushing and grinding and learning and just reaching out to people, man. Shit, just like Turbo. You know what? Here we go. Let's do this. It's been a while. I love we got to do this.
Okay. Oh, shoot. You know what time it is. It's time to swing around and see what's cooking. Let's see what's going on here. We got our guy, James Byron Kelly. He's a mad scientist, crazy inventor. Make sure you guys go down and check him out. Is it? You know it is. It's Care Bear hanging out down there. He's a creative director, mental health advocate, and just a great friend of the show. Wingman, my Army veteran brother. Shouts out to you, man. Thank you so much for your service. We have such an incredible community here, and we are excited for each and every one of you to be a part of it. So if you're not yet, make sure you tap in, because we do this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m.
Hey. All right.
Not bad. Not bad. A little rusty. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you can't look down and see that little meter. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you timed it out very well, though. I am absolutely impressed. You timed that out perfectly.
Well, man, look, we're growing. You know what I'm saying? We're changing. That's what it's about. Schiller had reached out this morning, and we were kind of chatting in the back end and stuff. And I told him that, man, we got this thing that we're going to be doing in Miami. And, he's like, well, things are a little tight, with this new launch. They're getting ready to do a relaunch. I'm like, bro, relationships is the greatest currency. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't have to be money all the time, and that's what I just had told him. And before, to kind of wrap up today, just to wrap up the discussion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mastercard, MoonPay, because I know you came in a little like, who cares? Do you care now, Jay? Do you care a little bit about?
I mean, listen,
like,
it's a good, obviously, you know, anytime that we can build and grow, and it's a young ecosystem. Yes, anytime that we can do these things and have options for people to come in here. Remember, we don't want to onboard people; we want to invite them in. So if that means, you know, even the Mastercards, you know, we bring them in, we welcome with open arms, because they do bring, you know, probably millions and hundreds of millions of users, and so it does open the floodgates to potential and opportunity. And as long as we, you know, just know where we get in, where we fit in, if you crave more decentralization, then just keep, you know, expanding your learning and your depth. But if you're cool with just centralized guys hanging onto your crypto, then that's fine. That's your prerogative. It's a big thing, yes, but it's not. You know, I have not ever bought an NFT with a credit card, and I don't anticipate it, right? And so, like, you know, like, so there's like one thing, like, you know, these guys coming into the kind of stuff, and I know that it's great for mass adoption, but, you know, it's not, you know, when you're at a different level, it's just it's a different level kind of thing, I guess.
No, for sure. You know, I'm telling you, I bought NFTs with credit cards. I bought NFTs with schmeckles, seashells, old Pepsi cans, whatever somebody would take for an NFT, man. I've definitely traded it for sure.
Should we be mad at the credit card company though? Don't they like wreck a lot of people? Because I know that people, you know, it's their own fault for actually swiping the credit card, but credit cards wreck people, man. Like, that shit just wrecks people.
Well, I mean, but look, here's the thing, right? Like, it's the financial literacy piece.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, every time that we talk about Chain Labs, you know, where people are just getting excited, right? It's financial literacy across the board at all levels. You know what I mean? It's cryptocurrency education at all levels. Mm-hmm. And then it's creating content around it, right? That's Chain Labs. And so the thing, I think the greatest point that I took from today was when, you know, someone said that, you know, different levels, right? Like, everybody, you know, should have this opportunity to come in, right? I love Coinbase. I'm guilty. You know what I'm saying? I'm just comfortable with Coinbase. You know what I'm saying? They rescued me one time when I sent some money to a wrong wallet, and they were able to get it back. And, you know what I'm saying? I know now, but it comes back to the whole loyalty thing, and I just do what I'm a creature of habit, mm-hmm. right? And so I think that, you know, just getting people involved is what's going to be key. I think it's been a great conversation. I hope that lots of people have things to take away. Crypto Crossfire today, 4:00, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know the topic? Can you tell us the topic, or
can't tell you?
Is it a secret?
You'll have to find out. That's, you know, that's kind of the whole thing, man. I like to post those. You know, after I get off this show, we start doing some other things, getting ready for the afternoon. That's all part of my day as I go out to the courtyard, walk around, get some fresh air, and then shoot little things. So you gotta, I mean, you hit the noti bell here on X if you want to know what Crossfire is all about. Like, you just got to wait until those afternoon videos come out, because that's just part of it.
I love it. We don't get no alpha, you know that, Turbo. We don't get the alpha. But I do want to say,
if you buy the Stars, if you buy the Stars Arena things, like, obviously, then I'll drop you alpha. I'm gonna put, you know what? I'm gonna go on to Stars Arena and just do the whole schedule for everything for, you know, the rest of history. So if you want to know what's happening, man, like, just catch us up in the arena. You know what I'm saying?
I did just want to say this, man. You guys, like, I'm loving the synergy amongst the three of y'all. You can definitely tell, like, everybody's on that business, man. It looks really well. You guys are delivering amazing content, very educational, highly informative. I know it is, because I look forward to seeing the show and what you guys are talking about, right? Like, at least just having my ears tuned. So, you know, I just really wanted to give that up to y'all, man. I love that, dude. Like, that's what it's all about. The rebranding coming soon. We constantly evolve in an ever-evolving space so that we don't lose pace and lose our foot in the race. You know what I'm saying? I was literally talking to somebody about being complacent. Do not find complacency. It's the thief of all dreams. You got to push yourself, try new things. I know AJ was talking about the editing that he was doing by himself, and you guys are really taking that into your hands and putting that at the forefront from the space yesterday. And that's what we need more of, mm-hmm. right? Like, people want to see their lives improve. That's what Chain Labs is all about, is improving the lives, teaching people how to be fishermen instead of just eating fish, right? And that's what people are really seeking for in the real world. So,
yep, you got to be out there catching those fish. You don't want to be sitting at Red Lobster eating the fish. I'd rather be catching them. Full circle.
About
That was just the joke. That was just the joke of the day. I've never been to Red Lobster, so I'm shitting on something I've never had. Can't be doing that. Maybe this is what we do, Turbo. When you come to Atlanta next week, we're gonna go to Red Lobster and we'll shoot some content there. And I can't wait to try the cheddar biscuits because I've heard. Listen, I know about them and I've never been there, so I know they'll be good. I did see that.
Tenders.
What's that?
I only eat the chicken tenders at Red Lobster.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Swear to God, bro.
I'm not going to a fish house. I'm not going to get fish tasting chicken tenders. That sounds horrible because they're frying the chicken in the same thing as the fish. So you just get fish tasting tenders? What?
Crypto Travis, you had your hand up.
Give me a break.
Just want to tell everybody hello. And are y'all into like Bitcoin, blue chips, or DeFi?
DeFi all the way, man. DeFi.
All right. Any of y'all know about MakerDAO?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like y'all in it?
What was that?
Are y'all in it?
Oh no. We make fun of DAOs. We don't. I mean, DAOs have their purpose, but I'm not a DAO joining kind of guy. I think the only DAO that I have honestly any interest in joining, and we got to get running here is Pizza DAO, and that if you know me, baby, that's me. I am straight up a pizza lover. That's what tomorrow's about too. It's Friday. Tomorrow is Friday, and if you know anything about anything, you got to have that pizza on a Friday. So appreciate you guys being
Turbo,
here.
I'm knocking at the wrong hotel door. I can't believe this.
You're a ding dong.
Uh-oh.
Yo, shout out to everybody.
Hey.
Hey, Jay, are you gonna wrap us up, or we're just gonna walk out the back door?
We're just gonna walk out the back door today. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you later.